So today we're going deep on the Charleston area's master plan communities. Sort of a shortcut to understanding what each one's all about. You know, those big developments that are designed to be almost like mini cities unto themselves.
Right. And we've got some really fascinating info here to help us break it down. From what sets each community apart to those key features and amenities that really define them. So no need to wade through mountains of articles. We gotcha.
And this isn't just about houses, is it? Our source material really highlights that these master plan communities are aiming to create a whole lifestyle, with shops and parks and all these amenities integrated right into the design.
It's really about building a sense of community from the ground up. More than just putting up houses. It's intentional. Creating spaces and facilities that bring people together, like you see that in those pools and fitness centers, or even those extensive trail systems that connect everything.
Okay, let's jump in. First up, Nexton. Over in Somerville, I hear it often gets described as having a real town-like feel.
Yeah, definitely. Nexton has a very modern approach. It's not just building houses, they're going all out with that cutting-edge connectivity.
What do you mean?
They're talking gigabit speed internet, seriously fast internet, enough for all your devices and then some. And they're integrating smart home technology right into the designs. That forward-thinking approach is pretty impressive.
I can only imagine. But it's not just tech that defines Nexton, is it? I was reading that nearly half of the development is dedicated to green spaces, parks, nature preserves, even saying each one has its own unique character, plus all those walking and biking trails. Step out your door and you're right there in nature. That's appealing.
Totally. That commitment to green space is something we're seeing a lot of in these new master planned communities. Makes sense when you think about it. People want access to nature, the chance to be active outdoors.
For sure. It's not just about how it looks, is it? It's about a healthier lifestyle and that connection to the environment.
Exactly. And then there's Nexton Square. That sounds like the real heart of the community. A pedestrian-friendly town center with shops and restaurants. Entertainment, even. It's that idea that you can have your daily conveniences and social spots within walking distance.
Ah, so you can grab a coffee, meet a friend, and pick up some groceries, all without getting in the car.
That's the idea. It creates that natural gathering point, a place where residents are likely to bump into each other. And then they have those dedicated social hubs like the Greeting House and the Midtown Club. It's more than just meeting rooms, These are spaces designed for events, for fitness activities, for community get-togethers.
I bet that makes a big difference in building that social fabric, doesn't it? Especially for families. And actually, speaking of families, they've got top-rated schools in Nexton. Specifically mentioned Nexton Elementary. I know that's a huge deciding factor for a lot of people considering a move.
It's a major consideration. And not just the schools. The fact that the commercial side of Nexton is growing, too, is big. Grocery stores, offices, even healthcare facilities. It really adds to that feeling of a self-contained community, where you can take care of your everyday needs without having to go outside of it.
So who's the mastermind behind all this?
Well, the developer is Brookfield Properties Development. They've got a pretty impressive track record, actually. 50 years in the business, according to our source.
Wow. And to bring their vision to life, they've partnered with a long list of award-winning builders. Names like Centex, David Weekley Homes, Del Webb. These are builders who really know their stuff, aren't they?
Absolutely. And those partnerships mean a greater diversity of housing options, different styles and price points. They're catering to a wide range of potential residents.
So for folks thinking about Nexton now, the active neighborhoods are Brighton Park Village, Midtown, and North Creek Village. Plus, they have Del Webb Nexton, specifically designed for the 55-plus crowd.
So to sum it all up, Nexton offers that lightning-fast Gigafy internet, the vibrant Nexton Square Town Center, dedicated community hubs, tons of green space with trails connecting everything, even a dog park. They really seem to have thought of everything to create a really well-rounded community.
They really do. From schools to shopping to green spaces. Sounds like a pretty amazing place to call home. And it's been growing for a while now. They started selling homes back in 2013.
That's right. And the master plan, get this, envisions around 7,000 homes when it's all said and done. That gives you an idea of just how big this development really is.
Huge.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we hop over to Berkeley County, right next door to Nexton, we find Cane Bay Plantation. And this one's been around a bit longer, right?
It has. It's described as being very well established, actually. And get this, it's been one of the top-selling communities in all of South Carolina for the last decade.
Wow. 10 years running. That says something. People must really love it there.
They must. And it's got a bit more history to it than some of these newer communities. Grambling Brothers started developing Cane Bay Plantation back in the early 2000s.
So it's had time to really mature and evolve.
Yeah.
In terms of what's available, does it offer the same kind of variety as Nexton?
Oh, absolutely. You'll find a whole range of housing options in Cane Bay, single-family homes, townhomes, even those age-restricted communities. And the prices are all over the map, starting in the 300s and going all the way up to the 700s. So there's definitely something for everyone.
That wider price range is important, isn't it? Makes it accessible to more people.
For sure. And another thing that really stands out about Cane Bay Plantation is the focus on walkability and connectivity. They've got this extensive network of walking and biking trails that don't just meander through the community, they actually connect to shopping areas and schools. And they've even incorporated safe overpasses to make it easy and safe to get around without having to rely on cars.
That's awesome, especially if you have kids or just want to maintain an active lifestyle. It's like they've really thought about how to make daily life easier and more enjoyable.
It does seem that way. And here's a really cool feature that sets Cane Bay apart. They have waterfront properties that are situated along a 300-acre lake system. That's not something you find in every community, is it?
No, not at all. That's a huge draw. And they've even got a saltwater kayak launch, so residents can enjoy being out on the water. That's a pretty awesome amenity.
Definitely a unique selling point. Now, speaking of amenities, we have to talk about the Cane Bay Family YMCA. It's actually one of the largest YMCAs in the entire state. They've got everything there. An elevated walking track, all the fitness equipment you could ask for, sports courts, fields, you name it. They even offer a whole bunch of health programs and have a fantastic aquatic center.
Wow, it's like its own mini city within the community. That must be a huge draw for residents.
Oh, for sure. And get this, they've actually partnered with Berkeley County to house a public library right inside the YMCA. That's thinking outside the box, isn't it?
It's brilliant. It's bringing together these essential community services in one central location. That's a real win for residents. And it's clear that education is a top priority at Cane Bay, too. They've got Cane Bay Elementary, Middle, and High Schools all right there, plus the Berkeley Preparatory Academy, which is a charter school. So families have plenty of great options for their kids.
They really do. And when we look at the overall amenity package, it's pretty impressive. You've got neighborhood pools and playgrounds, that unique saltwater kayak launch, those scenic walking trails winding through marshes, dog parks, and of course that massive YMCA with the library. It's all about creating a well-rounded lifestyle for residents.
Exactly. It's not just about having a place to live. It's about having a place to thrive. And it seems like Cane Bay Plantation has been thriving for a while now. Home sales started around 2005, and the community is actually approved for about 10,000 homes. So there's still room to grow.
That's right. It's a very large and established community that continues to attract new residents.
All right, let's move on to another one, shall we? How about Carnes Crossroads, also located in Somerville? I understand this one is well established too, with new construction still ongoing, and a big emphasis on outdoor amenities, like the others.
You know, what's really interesting about Carnes Crossroads is the way they talk about combining that peaceful farm setting with the conveniences of modern life. They've got this agrihood concept that's under development where residents can actually participate in volunteer farm days, take workshops, and have access to fresh, locally grown produce. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
That is really cool. I love that. It's like bringing people closer to their food, to the source, and creating a community around that shared experience. Very unique.
It is. It speaks to a different kind of lifestyle, a more mindful and connected way of living. But they also have the more traditional amenities, too. Parks, playgrounds, trails, a pool, splash zones for the kids, and a community gathering space called the Green Barn.
Oh, I love a good community gathering space. It's like the heart of the neighborhood. And it sounds like there's even more to come at Carnes Crossroads.
Oh yeah, they've got big plans. They're building a lake house, which will be another great spot for events and get-togethers, and a resort-style pool, with all the bells and whistles, like lounge seating and a slide tower. Plus, they're adding sports courts for pickleball, tennis, basketball, even a wellness center, and they'll have access to Lake Hewitt. So it's like they're constantly expanding the lifestyle offerings to keep residents happy.
Sounds like it. And they offer a good mix of housing, too. Single-family homes, townhomes, and even custom-built homes. So you can find something that fits your style and budget.
Definitely. Prices range from the mid-300s to the high 600s, so there's a pretty wide spectrum there. And they seem to be going for a classic Southern aesthetic with the architecture, often incorporating energy-efficient features. Lennar, one of the builders involved, even has a couple of new home collections there that are specifically designed to embody that Southern charm.
So to recap the highlights of Carnes Crossroads, That 25-meter pool with lap lanes and a beach entry, the green barn for community gatherings, the village green for outdoor events, Phillips Park with its play structures, a fishing dock on Lake James, all those walking trails connecting everything, and plans for a new K-8 school called the Carolyn Lewis School. Plus, all those exciting coming soon amenities that we talked about.
Exactly. And with a master plan that includes around 4,500 homes, it's another significant development that's contributing to the growth of the area.
All right, one more to go. Summers Corner, also in Somerville. I'm sensing a trend here.
It seems Somerville is the place to be for master planned communities these days.
Maybe so. Now, this one has a different vibe, doesn't it? Summers Corner really emphasizes what they call low country charm with a modern twist and a big focus on nature and community.
You know, the descriptions really paint a picture of a community that's very aesthetically pleasing. They talk about the lush landscapes, the gardens, the inviting streetscapes. It sounds like they're going for a certain look and feel.
I get that. And I know Lennar started selling homes in Summers Corner back in 2015. They've had some pretty impressive milestones, too. By 2017, they had already sold 100 homes. And in 2023, Summers Corner was ranked nationally as the 25th top-selling master-planned community.
Wow, that's quite an achievement. It suggests there's a lot of interest in Summers Corner and that residents are happy with what they're getting.
Absolutely. And like the other communities we've discussed, Summers Corner offers a variety of different neighborhoods, each with its own distinct personality. So you have Heron's Walk, which is close to downtown Somerville and Azalea Park. Then there's Sweetgrass, which is known for its family-friendly atmosphere, with those open floor plans and spacious homes. And for the 55-plus crowd, they've got Horizons at Summers Corner, a gated active adult community with its own private amenities.
Ah, so they've got options for all stages of life. And they haven't skimped on the outdoor amenities either. Miles of walking trails, several neighborhood parks, and then there's Buffalo Lake, which is perfect for kayaking, fishing, or just enjoying a quiet moment by the water.
Sounds like a true escape. And then there's the Commons, which is described as the heart of Summers Corner. It's home to the Corner House Cafe, which acts as a central gathering spot for residents, and a performing arts center. That adds a nice touch, doesn't it?
Mhm.
A bit of culture woven right into the community.
It does. And like Cane Bay Plantation, Summers Corner also has on-site schools. Sandhill Elementary and Rawlings Middle School of the Arts, both part of Dorchester District 2, which is a highly regarded school system. That's a huge plus for families.
So it seems like Summers Corner is all about creating that tight-knit, small-town feel, but with all the modern conveniences and amenities you could want. They're blending new homes with parks and natural spaces, even local retail. It's that whole idea of creating a self-contained community where everything you need is right there.
And they seem to be doing a good job of it. That national ranking and the fact that their new pool is set to be the largest in the Charleston area are testaments to that.
Okay, quick rundown of Summers Corner's key features. The Corner House Cafe, the private clubhouse with an indoor pool and fitness center, the seemingly endless options for pools and other recreational amenities, those amazing walking trails around Buffalo Lake, the lake itself for water activities, all those community clubs, the on-site schools, the performing arts center, and the club at Summers Corner with its lagoon-style pools, kids area, adult zone, and even water slides. It's like a vacation spot, but you live there.
It really does sound like paradise.
Okay. Last but not least, we have Point Hope. Now, this one stands out because it's actually located within the city limits of Charleston. We're talking about extending the city's famous walkability, history, and culture. That's a very different approach, isn't it?
It is. Being within the city limits gives you a different vibe, that urban connectivity. You're closer to established infrastructure, cultural attractions. And I like that they're acknowledging the historical significance of the land, the fact that it was once a gathering place. That adds a nice layer of meaning.
For sure. It was annexed into the city of Charleston over 20 years ago. And the homes themselves are described as being very forward-thinking, with an emphasis on connecting to the outdoors.
Yeah, and they started with two neighborhoods. First, Light and Hopewell. And they really went all out with the trail system. They're designed not only to connect residents with the natural surroundings, but also with each other. It's all about fostering that sense of community.
It's like weaving the social fabric right into the landscape, isn't it?
Mhm.
And it's not just about trails. They're envisioning a central walkable core with shops, restaurants, top-rated schools, all within easy reach for residents. So you can really live, work, and play without ever having to get in the car.
Sounds pretty ideal. Now, I understand that the initial home sites in those first two neighborhoods have already sold out. That's a pretty clear indicator of the demand for this kind of urban, walkable lifestyle.
Definitely. But the good news is that Point Hope has more phases planned for the future, so there will be more opportunities to join the community down the line.
All right, I think a quick recap of timelines and scale might be helpful here, just to put everything into perspective.
Great idea. Let's do it.
So Nexton started selling homes in 2013 and has plans for around 7,000 homes total. Cane Bay Plantation, which has been around a bit longer, started selling homes back in 2005 and is approved for approximately 10,000 homes. Carnes Crossroads, similar to Nexton, started sales in 2013 and has a plan for roughly 4,500 homes. And Point Hope, being the newest, started sales in 2019 and is planned to include about 1,700 homes.
So as you can see, these master planned communities represent a pretty significant portion of the residential development happening in the Charleston area. And they offer a really diverse range of living experiences and amenities.
They do. And what's fascinating is that they each seem to be interpreting and prioritizing different aspects of modern living. Some are all about integrating the latest technology. Others are focused on connecting with nature. And then you have those that are prioritizing walkability and a more urban lifestyle.
That's a great observation. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach, is it? These communities are catering to a wide range of preferences and values.
Exactly.
So if you're thinking about making Charleston your home, or even if you're just interested in how communities are being designed and developed these days, this deep dive should give you a pretty good understanding of what's out there.
Definitely. And it all comes back to that fundamental question, doesn't it? What does community mean to you? What are you looking for in a place to call home? Do you want that walkable urban vibe, a deep connection to nature, a self-contained community with tons of amenities?
Those are the questions. Figuring out what's important to you, how you want to live, what kind of environment resonates with you. Those are the keys to finding the right fit. And hopefully this deep dive has given you some good food for thought as you explore those possibilities in the Charleston area.
I hope so. You know, it's exciting to see these communities taking such different approaches to creating a sense of place. It's more than just bricks and mortar, isn't it? It's about building a lifestyle.
Couldn't agree more.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll see you next time.